That's the coming over your head and taking over your body right here, right? That's the problem. That's the enemy. The enemy of satisfaction is greed. And I think we all succumb to that sometimes. And again, a lot. Satisfaction. I wish I could play the song. I wish I could play the Rolling Stones, Can't Get No Satisfaction, but I can't. Okay. I think a thing that we should be really focused on is this concept, being satisfied. I hit this wall today. In fact, I hit a thing today where the odds maker strategy in my daily paycheck show, we start with 2,500. We're looking to win about 10%, 250 to 300 bucks. There was a point in time early on where I was at 225. I had won a big bet. If I pulled it all down, I was at 225, which is not 10%. It's not quite there. I was not satisfied with that amount of win. You know from watching that show just how hard it is to hit the 10% number. It's really, really hard to get 10%. In fact, I'm 11-6. So 6 times, not only did I not get to 10%, I lost money. Okay, it's really hard to get there. I was at 225, so I was like 9 point whatever percent, like just a shade away. And I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to hit the number. What happened? Lost the very next bet. I lost $50 flat on the no 4 and 150 in odds. Lost 200 bucks on the very next roll of dice. I said, we're not going to do it. We're going to let it run out there. I'm not going to quit. We're going to keep going. Very next roll picked off that 4. Lost 225. I went from being 225 up to being 25 up. Burned it. Very next come out roll is craps. Lost my past line bet and I'm back to even again. Like it never even happened. Had to redo it. Now we got our paycheck. We ended up doing it again. We made 2 paychecks in the same day, but I wasn't satisfied with the win that I had. I wasn't willing to walk without checking the box that I got to 10%. And that, my friends, is a huge ass problem. Knowing what satisfies you is a big deal. Waylon from Waylon's Way Crap says this all the time. Leave when you're satisfied. What is it that satisfies you? Is it hitting a goal? Right? You might have a goal for every shooter in a craps table, for every series of bets that you're going to make, maybe on a roulette table, right? Every shoe on a blackjack or a baccarat table. The session that you bought in for, the trip that you're on. When you hit your goal, that should satisfy you, right? If you hit it, putting your wins back in to hit more of a goal is a problem. Stopping when you hit your goal is exercising some discipline because you're satisfied with the win that you got, right? Are you satisfied on a bet that collects a new color? For example, you're on roulette. You're betting $10 on black and black hits, and you press the bet to 20, okay? Black hits again, you collect 20. You make your bet look like a quarter, you bring back whatever that is, 15 bucks extra. Now you're collecting green chips. Are you satisfied collecting green chips from now on? Right? Is that okay? Or do you feel the need to press? On a 6 or an 8, you start with 14 bucks. You hit one, you press it to $24. Now you're getting $28, you're getting a green chip back, right? Are you cool? Just racking greens all day long? Are you satisfied with that? Or do you have this need to hit the gas pedal and make it look like black, right? Being satisfied with a color change is actually a pretty powerful way to play. But again, your brain doesn't always compute that. Are you satisfied when you hit a bonus, right? What if you're out there, like here's a good example. I was at the casino not long ago playing my, whatever strategy I was playing up there. And I was, even up, down, whatever, doesn't make a difference. And somebody hits the ATS, right? You get your 600 bucks or whatever it was for whatever I had on there, right? Are you satisfied with that? And they, okay, cool. I came here with 500 bucks. I just hit 600 and change on the ATS. Sayonara, suckers. Like, I'm out, right? Or is that side bet just, ooh, bonus money for me. I'm going to still burn my $500 that I bought in with. Is like, you know what I'm saying? Could have just stayed there and kept playing, looking for the hot roll. Or could have been like, bye-bye, right? That's what I'm talking about. Being satisfied with, hey, I hit my goal some weird, crazy way and it's super exciting. Don't let that adrenaline rush keep you there, right? Get the hell out. For me, get the hell out. For you, I'm not sure if that makes you satisfied. Are you satisfied getting back to even? Some days you start out bad, you had a super hot roll, you get back to even and like a little tiny bit of profit. That's got to be good enough sometimes. Sometimes that is good enough, right? For me anyway, it's good enough. Most of the time. I joke about like, how many times have I started the day negative? Like you go out there and you lose. Then the good series happens. All the blacks on roulette happen, or all the, the 25 roller comes on the craps table, and you work your butt off to get back to even again, right? After starting out down. You say, man, if I started out that thing even, I'd have been in major profit. I'm only even. Guess what? You're even. You went to the casino, got your tail thumped, and you got back to even. That should be satisfactory. But for most people, it's not, right? What's the problem? The enemy is greed, right? If you live in this world where that's not good enough, 225 of a win, $225 when I'm looking to win 250 isn't good enough, that's greedy guy. That's the coming over your head and taking over your body right here, right? That's the problem. That's the enemy. The enemy of satisfaction is greed. And I think we all succumb to that sometimes. And again, a lot of Gambling 101 series has been about your psychology. This is an important thing for us to remember. Being okay with it. A good friend of the show, Ken from Ken Knows Gambling, who used to be a professional gambler, was running a series for a while there where he was running his version of Daily Paycheck. And he's looking for trying to win $500, but he knew what his number was. It was 300. And he's like, you know what? Some days you're fighting hard. Instead of being there for 15 minutes, you're there for an hour. And instead of $300, you won 260. Well, sometimes that's got to be okay, right? It's got to be okay. Even if you had a nice run to get you to that 260 out of 300 profit, or for my case, the 225 out of 250. If you had a great run, greed sets in and anticipation sets in, and the excitement and the endorphin rush of that win sets in, and you make bad decisions. And you go back in for more. And guess what? Like today, the 225 wasn't enough for me. I lost the whole freaking thing on the very next roll of the dice because I was greedy. I wasn't satisfied with where I was. I think that's a big deal. And I think, again, some days you're going to win, some days you're going to lose, some days you're going to be having to make a decision about when to walk. I'm telling you right now, being satisfied and having discipline and being mentally strong, I think is a difference maker. It's not the difference, but it's a difference maker in you being a long-term big loser, a long-term stay it even guy, or a long-term loser. Winner, loser, whatever, right? The way that you handle those situations matters big time. And again, don't give the casino their dessert and their drink money, right? That's what we're talking about. Where do you live on the scale of greed? We'd like to all be normal, right? We'd love to all say, I'm normal. I can be, whatever I win, I walk. Nobody's actually here in the middle, right? If I were to draw nobody, there's none of us that are here. I'm sure of it, right? Me and a lot of people, I think, spend a lot of time here, right? We love our money. We don't want to lose our money. So we're in somewhat neutral to fearful of losing our money. What that does to you, by the way, it prevents you from putting your foot on the gas when the variant goes your way. I say variant betting is a big deal. Scared money don't make money. What that means is you're afraid to hit the gas when you need to. That's what they're really saying to you. A lot of us live over here, and you're going to lose a little bit more often when you live in this world. By the same token, if you're over here and you're trying to shoot the moon all the time and you're living this greedy world, right, all the time, guess what? You're going to burn all your money more often than, of course, the scared guy will. You're going to burn all of it more often. Yeah, you'll hit some big ones, right? That'll happen to you. You get the big ones once in a while, but you're going to lose all of it more often. Greed prevents you from being profitable most of the time. So be careful about it. I just want to call that out, right? Where you live on that greed scale, I think, is an important thing. And it does say a lot about you. And it says a lot about what you're going to walk with and how you're going to play. So think about where you live on that scale. Being too scared limits your ability to win regularly. Being too greedy limits your ability to win regularly. They both play the same role, right? trending toward neutral to a little bit on the right side of that scale, probably the butter zone. Probably the butter zone. Look at me with the daily paycheck. I'm 11-6. I'm up $1,000. I'm satisfied with that. That's that. You know what? You go to the casino again. Go to the casino 20 days in a row and walk out a winner. I dare everybody to do that. It's not easy to do, right? A lot of that comes from being satisfied with the wins. All right. So there's my chat with you all on this concept of being satisfied. I'd like to go to my table for a little bit and just play. I don't think half pressing is the way to get to satisfaction level, but once you're at satisfaction level, half pressing from that point forward, I think is really, really powerful. I think it's one of the most powerful ways to do a constant press, but getting there, sometimes you got to be aggressive. I'm going to show you, again, one of my favorite ways to play, which is an aggressive way to go after it, for sure. And I'm okay with it being aggressive. Here's $500 in the bank. We're going to go out here. I'll just do a simple 96 across today, just because I want to keep we'll keep it at 5 shooters at most. It might even not be 5 shooters, but let's go here, 96 across. I'll take $4 and change back to my rack. And again, we'll do 5 shooters, and we're going to try and win $100. We're going to try and win $100. Now, the way that I play this is a way that you've seen me play before. This is going to be called the tier pressure strategy. It's the way for me to get to playing for free. Okay. If you are, and I've said this before, a low bankroll person, $500 is a small bankroll. At a $15 table, it's very small. It's probably what you would consider to be underfunded, I would say. You cannot probably do a regression system. You cannot come out here and go 320 across and take one hit for $70 and come down to 64 across. Your bankroll gives you one chance at that. That's it, right? So when we talk about like your bankroll and your play style have to converge, this is what I'm talking about. Here we are, a conservative player. I want to play an aggressive style later, but I want to be aware of my bankroll early. I'm not going to put more than even 25% at risk on one shooter is a lot, right? But we'll do it for the sake of the show. But here, you cannot regress. You have to start out with an aggressive move to get to where you are. Here we go. We're on a point of 8. We're going to do tier pressure. I'm going to take 4 hits in the box unless something repeats. Okay, here we go. We're going to catch a 4. It's a 2-2. 2-2 ballerina 4. Okay. That's going to pay $27. We're going to press it till 40, buy it for the buck, $1 back to the rack. Okay, now that 40 might cost you 2, depends on your casino. They may not take that second buck till you get to 50, but there we go. There's hit number 1 that we're looking for. There's a 5, a 3-2, 5. Now again, the 5 at 15 is going to pay $21. We're going to take back that $1, and it's a full press to the 5. It makes the 5 look like $35. Okay, the 5 will pay 50 for 1. The 4 will now pay $80. Here we go. That's hit number 2. Let's get lucky. There's a 9. Okay, same as the 5. It's going to pay $21. We're going to full press it to 35. Take the buck back. Now here's the money shot. We need to make one more here. Now again, risky strategy, but if you're going to start at table minimum and have to build yourself up, you're going to have to take a risk like this to get there, okay? Here we go. Here we go. There's an 8. We hit the point. That's perfection. That pays $21. Now, I want you to watch what we're going to do here. $21 to the 8. I'm going to bring everything back to where it was. $15 to the 9, $15 to the 4, $15 to the 5. Okay? Where do we end up here? We had 3 hits. Right, the 4, the 5, and the 9 were all pressed up. 4, 5, and 9 were pressed up. We're back to 96 across. We have $75, $85, $86. Okay, we're quote unquote out of the hand. At this point in time with the puck off, you've got 2 choices to make, folks. And here's, by the way, $75, $85, $93 is what you have $93 in profit. Okay, what's out here? Well, actually, I'm lying to you. There's this 96 plus 4. That's your $100. $75, $85, $89 in profit. Okay, almost $100. This is an important point to make here. Almost $100. Our goal today was $100. Okay, we pulled the move off. Right, I'm not at $100, but I'm damn close to it. Right, are you satisfied with that amount of win, or do you need it to be a round number? Right, because if I come out here and set a point and then 7 out, we're actually going to be down a few bucks instead of being up 100. We run the risk. Let's roll it out. There's a 10 for the point. Now here's the thing. Right now, we run the risk of being down money. If we 7 out right here, right? I have enough money to go back out. $75, $85, $93. I can go out for 96 across again, but I got to dip into my reserves to get there. Or I'm out with $100, right? How satisfied are you with where you're at right now? And again, if your goal was $100, you got to be bye-bye. You got to be bye-bye out of the casino. But if you want to give it the shot and say, look, I'm a conservative guy. I want to play craps. I'm here for a big win, right? My goal was to earn enough money to pay for the next one. So here we are. My starting bankroll plus some change. I'm a quarter light. This is the point in time where we say half pressing works, right? I got my thing, and guess what happens? Bam. I couldn't have scripted that any better. Honestly, there's the 7. It takes the whole freaking thing, and we got to start over again. If you're satisfied and you walk, you're out with profit for the day. Sticking around one roll too long, you burn it all, and guess what? Well, like I said, I couldn't have scripted that roll any better to illustrate the point. Now, if you watch the full video on Casino Gaming TV, you'll see that I actually come back after that roll, and we have a great roll. We have pressed our way to a huge profit. It's actually pretty cool, but that's not the point. Just like the story I told you about the daily paycheck, where I was at 225 in profit if I pulled the bets down, but I left the bets up for one more because I had a lay 4 bet out there thinking, of course, I'm going to throw a 7 before a 4. Well, the very next roll is a 4. I burn all that profit just like I did here. In both shows, we worked hard for like an hour to get ourselves back up to a goal again, but you shouldn't have to, right? That's a perfect demonstration of not being satisfied, letting the greed monster kind of get a hold of me a little bit and taking me off course. And I'm the most disciplined person you'll ever meet. And sometimes I get off course. I want to keep going, right? It's human. I said before, it's human nature. We're not built for that. We're built to go. We're built to stretch. We're built to kind of bump up against the edges, right? Being satisfied is hard to do. That's why I put it up here. That's why I devoted a whole show to it. Having mental toughness, having the discipline, and working and practicing that discipline is another tool in your belt. It's another thing that helps you reduce the casino's super advantage down to a normal sized advantage against you. Don't give them extra. Don't go back and give them that $93 that we won today. John, don't go back in the garage and give them $225 that you just won. Take the money out. They say it, and I repeat it again. Most people, 90% of people are up at some point in their casino trip. 90% of the people leave broke or with a loss. So you do the math on that. That's just not being satisfied. That's letting greed take over. So I'll leave you with that thought right there. Work your satisfaction muscle, work your discipline muscle, play with control, okay? Play within your means and play smart, please. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave us a comment here in the comment section for the video, but really better still, join us on Discord. Go to casinogaming.tv and hit the community link in the menu there and join our Discord. That's where me, other YouTubers, and all of our subscribers hang out. We sit there and talk strategy and just BS kind of all day long. It's a great way to get connected and stay connected and kind of interact with the team, learn about meetups and get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. So with all that said, again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one.